All right, let's get into it. So what's up, everyone? Coach Braden here with Look Like You Lift, and today is a special live training for everybody in our private Facebook group. I try to do these once a week. So we're going to answer a common question, and then we're going to also do a Q&A at the very, very end. So if you have questions, please drop them in the chat, and I will get to them at the end. So here's what we got. How to overcome how to overcome binge eating. So I've been getting this question a lot over the past couple weeks, and probably because we just came back off of Christmas and New Year's, and binging was kind of part of the nature, right? So I do this training quite a bit, and so I wanted to do this just one more time. So when it comes to binge eating, I know exactly where you're coming from. Okay, I've suffered with an eating disorder for probably the last, maybe 15, 16 years. So I know what it's like, and I'll kind of show you what that has resulted in. So if we take a look at this right here. So this was me. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. There we go. So this was me at 235 pounds, and this was the result of force feeding myself over and over and over again because it was literally a part of my sport. I was a competitive strongman, and the rule was you got to eat big to get big. Okay, so you've probably all heard that before. You got to eat big to get big. Well, that was me, man. So I ballooned all the way up to 235 pounds, and I found myself binging 3 to 4 times a week, probably ordering a full, large pizza pie once a week. I even had one guy that I used to compete with tell me, hey, if you really want to get big, have 2 McDonald's sandwiches every day. So I did it, and this was the result. So I got fat, and binging became a habit of mine. So when I tried to lose weight, I suffered for like a year and a half. I didn't lose anything for a year and a half. And it was mainly because I kept going back to binging. I would starve and binge and starve and binge and starve and binge. And I was able to lose 65 pounds in 6 months, but that wasn't easy. I was still dealing with the binge eating disorder during that entire 65-pound journey, and I dealt with it all the way up until about last year. All right, so I'm not a specialist. I'm not a psychologist or an eating disorder specialist by any means, or a counselor by any means, but I have met with counselors, I have met with therapists, and I have met with specialists on this exact topic. And so I thought I would share with you guys how I was able to overcome it and how you guys can overcome it as well. So let's get into it. So here's the thing about binge eating. So binge eating is a combination of a few things. 2 things. Binge eating is both physiological and psychological, okay? So physiological basically means that it's a body's natural response. Psychological means it's all in your head, okay? And we're essentially going to tackle both of those. So let's start with the physiological. Your body is actually very, very smart, okay? It wants to survive. So if you're constantly delivering a stimulus of starve, 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 your body has no choice but to fight back with a response of, hey, we need food to survive. And so that's where the binge comes from. So starving yourself over long periods of time will lead to what I call the inevitable binge. It's going to happen. It's just going to happen, right? I think back to when I got ready for my first photo shoot, and I had to get really, really, really lean. I did it, but then as soon as I was done, because I had to starve myself to get all the way down to that lean look, I binged. And I binged for a week straight. I gained 20 pounds in a week, okay? So it's inevitable binge, and it's caused from starvation. So how do we fix that? So to fix the physiological, you need to eat more, okay? Instead of binge, starve, binge, starve, binge, starve, why don't we just focus on eating more food every single day? But Braden, I'm going to gain weight if I eat more food every single day. No, you're not. You're gaining weight because of the binges. You're not gaining weight because you're eating more food consistently from day to day to day. So I would encourage you right off the bat to start eating more food every single day. And when you can do that, you're no longer delivering a response that requires the body to lash out in retaliation against you. Because remember, the whole binging, the mental binge comes from the body saying we need food because we're dying. But if you're constantly fed, the stimulus is, hey, we have plenty of food coming in. There's no need to send it to deliver a signal of binge, right? So that's the physiological side of things. Eat more every single day. Eat more. Okay. So one of the biggest things that helped me to finally overcome my eating disorder was I force fed myself every single day. And I wouldn't say force fed. I would say I would just eat until I was full every single day. I had maybe about 4,000 calories a day. And the 35 to 4,000 calories a day were from good, healthy sources. Plenty of meat, plenty of carbs, plenty of fruit. And I didn't get the cravings for all of the quote unquote junk foods. I didn't crave cookies. I didn't crave sweets. I didn't crave fast food because I was already full off of good foods. So I didn't really feel the need to binge or feel any cravings because I was just full, right? So that's the physiological. Eat more. Eat more. Eat until you're full every single day. Okay. Now the second one is the psychological. This is where it gets a little more hairy. So again, I'm only going to be talking from my personal experience, but what I've found in coaching other men and women through their eating disorders, it's pretty similar. So in today's day and age, we are taught to be scared of certain foods and not be scared of certain foods. Okay, for example, you look at every corner and you'll see things like sugar is bad, cake is bad, fast food is bad, like this is bad for you, this is bad for you, this is good for you, this is good for you. Okay, this notion of good foods and bad foods is a serious problem. Okay, when you tell yourself you can't have something, that's a no, because it's bad, that's the only thing that your body wants. Okay, so think of it this way: if I tell you whatever you do not think about a pink elephant. Don't even think about a pink elephant. Whatever you do, what are you thinking about right now? Probably thinking about a pink elephant, right? It's the exact same way. So if you're constantly telling your body, no, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, that's the only thing that your body's going to want. Okay, we as humans, that's just how we work. So the solution to this is, and to essentially defeat all the cravings and to defeat the need to binge on the foods that you don't want, that you supposedly think are bad for you, is to give yourself the freedom to eat whatever you want. You have permission to eat whatever you want. There is no such thing as good foods. There's no such thing as bad foods. Food is just food. But Braden, sugar's bad for you. Braden, fast food is bad. No, There's no such thing as good food. There's no such thing as bad food. Okay? Oreos are not bad. Apples are not good. Cake is not bad. Salads are not good. Food is just food. So once you can give yourself the permission to eat whatever the heck you want. If you feel like you want it, you have it. Once you start doing that, you start to find yourself no longer craving these foods that are supposedly bad for you, and you start just naturally gravitating toward the foods that are going to help you along your journey. So I'm going to use myself as an example. I haven't had fast food in almost 2 years. And I don't even crave it. I don't even want it. It just makes me feel gross just even thinking about it. Like pizza, and I'm not telling you that that's what is going to happen for you. But me personally, where I would binge on these foods on a regular basis, I know I no longer feel it because I just enjoy the foods that I eat because I could go get a pizza whenever I wanted. I eat as much junk food as I want, which is zero. Okay, because I want to do that. That's what we're going to try to get you to. So. Psychological. There's no such thing as good food or bad food. You have 100% permission to eat whatever the hell you want. No holds barred. Physiological. Eat more food. Eat until you're full. Give your body a break. Okay? This is how we're able to heal your relationship with food. Pretty simple, right? So, now, the next question that I'm going to get here is, all right, well, that sounds all great, but I'm trying to lose weight. Well, yeah, of course you're trying to lose weight. But line upon line, things have to be done in order here. It's going to be really, really hard for you to lose weight when you have a negative relationship with food. It's going to be impossible. In fact, what's going to happen is if you can manage it, you're going to lose the weight. And then as soon as you are done, you're going to go right back to where you started. You're going to binge and just go right back to where you started. because you suffered all the way there and you never fixed the relationship with your food. But if we can take the time to heal the relationship with your food, to overcome the physiological and the psychological mess ups with food, your dieting journey becomes so much easier. So I'm going to use two examples. I've already used myself as an example. These are the same 2 steps that I used to finally overcome my problem. But I'm not going to use names. So I have a girl that I've been working with, and we had to work on her eating disorder for about 8 or 9 months. Just 8 or 9 months of eat whatever you want. Like, let's just try to get your protein in, okay? But just eat whatever you want and don't hold back. Just give yourself permission. And what she found was at the start, yeah, she was going like crazy. She was binging like crazy. But then really quickly, she stopped, okay? And then it was just a matter of like occasional flare-ups would happen here and there. And then we finally got her to a point where the only foods that she craved were the foods that were actually benefiting her weight loss journey, okay? So, and now she's on a meal plan, and now she's losing weight and she's enjoying this process so much more, okay? And this is also from a background of like struggling with her weight for several years and going through diet after diet after diet, which also can exacerbate existing food relationship issues, right? So we took these necessary steps of healing, and now she's able to finally lose weight on a meal plan and see incredible progress, okay? So that's her progress. Another guy I work with, so he's in the silver years of life. So I think he's maybe late 50s. Same thing. I mean, 30 years of trying to diet, 30 years of struggling with his weight. And it's diet, starve, binge. And so it took us a long time to heal this wound. And it was through these 2 steps of taking a break mentally and taking a break physiologically and letting the body do its thing. And finally, we got to a point where he no longer wants these foods. He actually enjoys his meal plan again. So again, losing weight on way more food, losing weight and enjoying the process, losing weight and not dealing with cravings. That's what happens when we can do this the right way. That's what happens if we can manage the binge eating disorder first, and then we can start losing weight. So much more enjoyable. Okay, and there's no rush. You don't have a deadline, right? You're not getting ready for a bodybuilding competition in a couple weeks. So what's the rush? Okay, let's do this the right way and do it one way. So